They're doing
the very funny Joleen Lunzer!
1, 2, 3, 4.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Me and the hilarious Shanna Christmas are back to recap all things Real Housewives of Potomac, the season 7 finale, the grand finale, I think it's called.
I think so. Yeah. Wow.
Episode 17. Wow, we made it almost through an entire season, Shanna.
I'm so bummed that the last two that I missed were like so dramatic. So mad that I missed the two recaps because I had lots of ideas and opinions and thoughts.
And well, feel free to drop any right now because Shanna was
in New York
doing shows.
Doing shows and doing a man.
I love it. Well, do you have any, since we didn't get to hear from you on the last couple episodes, do you have any strong opinions you want to just let it out?
Man, now I just can't. I just feel like everything kind of became one big thing. And I can't remember which episode was which, but I feel like Karen has been handling this blue-eyed situation very well. I just feel like they're trying to come at Karen and she's just like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, it's just... It's just so, and now it looks just desperate watching them trying to go after Karen. And she's just like, I'm not talking to you about that. You're stupid. Like, it's just...
What'd you think when they wouldn't show her the picture? She's like, can I see the picture? Could I maybe see the picture?
That was the thing. She wouldn't show Wendy either. So everybody was like, it was a back of some woman's head who could have been Wendy. Or not Wendy, but Karen.
Or Karen, yeah.
It wasn't, we don't know if it was Karen because we didn't see it either. So it's like, it could have been anybody, Robin. It's just like, girl, Juan has a girlfriend. Like, let's
seriously. Yeah. Well, we can talk a little bit about that up front. Thank you, Evelyn, for the first super chat of the live. So glad you ladies are back. Yes, we are too. Sean was doing shows in New York. Then I went to Atlanta. So we were our schedules were off, but now we're back to recap the finale. And then we'll do the reunion, which might be a 3-parter. We were talking about that today via text. And I think it might be 3 parts. I'm not sure.
It better be, especially with all these new revelations about Robin's old lying ass.
Oh my, okay. So Sean, let's get, okay. So there's news breaking right now. So the mistress, the Canadian mistress who Robin was on Watch What Happens Live last night. And she was talking about, to Andy that, the story that, well, Juan's just a really nice, helpful guy. And this girl was dating someone from the Baltimore Ravens and she was stuck at a casino and couldn't pay a bill of her hotel. So he, this, that, and the other thing.
She was a refugee from Canada. She just couldn't cross the border without Juan's help.
Oh, what a good guy. She was just an undocumented citizen, trying to be a citizen, maybe. Well, come to find out, after Robin was speaking on this and saying that, this one was hooking up with some of his friends or something, this woman did an interview with a fellow blogger who I've sourced him before because he's awesome. And I think it's Giorgio Says right now, or earlier today, I should say, Kempire was reviewing the interview that I believe Giorgio said. Let me just look him up real quick and make sure that's who it is. But yeah, so this woman was like, the Canadian woman spoke and she was like, they're not telling the truth. Basically, according to the Canadian woman, they're only with each other because of the show. According to Juan, they had a relationship. They talked for like a year. She wasn't coming there to meet someone else. She was coming there to meet him. And she just doesn't like that Robin lied on her.
I mean, did anybody believe Robin's story? Even Andy was like,
yeah.
That doesn't make any sense. Come on. They were just talking for a whole year and he just was being nice to her because she didn't have a place to stay. And so,
because he's such a nice guy. I'm going to drop Giorgio Says his link in the comments, you guys, if you want to check that out. I think it's also probably on his Instagram as well. But I mean, the tea that now it makes so much more sense why this whole season they're coming for Chris, they're coming for Karen, because there's something to hide, because Robin made the mistake, and I'll say it's a mistake, for remarrying a guy that already cheated on you before, and now there's another cheating thing. And like Andy said, you are on a show where you're supposed to talk about your life, and then you wait, and then you put it behind a paywall that's not Bravo, and we're paying you because she put this story behind her Patreon paywall.
Tales about my husband cheating on me in my Patreon.
Right? Oh my god!
And there was no prenup with the infidelity clause in it. So what was the whole purpose of any of that? You made the prenup a storyline for at least 3 episodes.
Yep.
And then you didn't put in what you needed the most, which was infidelity, because he was an infidel yet again.
And shocker! And there are rumors. Candace has been tweeting quite a few rumors that she believes that a lot of the OGs had gotten together before the season to kind of come after her. And I think she might have even included Karen. And then Karen has just been going off on Twitter as well, calling Robin Robert, which she does. She's like, Robert. Here, let me put this up so you guys can see it. Because I mean, Karen was deemed, they really went for her. I mean, like you said, it got to the point of ridiculous. So Robert with her cohorts lied and slandered all season. Remember, statute of limitation is 4 years in Maryland. You shot your wad, darling. You're empty. The Grand Dame has spoken.
I love it. I love it. She's unfazed. People are like, listen, Ray knows she got a blue eye, whatever. We don't care. But tell us about Juan. Why won't you talk about Juan, Robert?
Shanna Van, who is a Canadian herself, says it's very un-Canadian-like to lie. So I believe the fellow Canuck. I mean, I think so too.
No one believes Robin or Juan. So, yeah. I mean, in the story, I just don't understand how you think that he was just being nice to some stranger he met recently. Like, they had a relationship, a full-on emotional relationship online, that she took her ass across the border during a pandemic to get a hotel room. Girl, she ain't got some DI too. Girl, stop. Just say, listen, I don't feel like meeting other men. This is comfortable for me, and I already know what I'm getting, and that's just fine. Now it's like me and Juan are like Karen and Ray now, and just leave it like that. Like, why pretend? It's just like, girl, we don't believe you, and leave Karen alone.
Exactly. I mean, this has worked out so poorly for Robin. I think she thought she could time it. She did time it so that it wasn't talked about in the season. But if you're on another season, it's going to be talked about, and it's going to be talked about now. And now you look really, I mean, what Robin's doing, it really is making her look dumb, because she's also doing the thing that I hate when women do, is they go after the other woman. And it's like, that woman doesn't owe you anything. Is it a shitty thing? Sure. But that's Juan. So why is Robin being questioned? Why is the girl being questioned? Where's Juan? Why aren't we questioning Juan? Because
they talked about it already.
Yeah.
That's what she said. We talked about it. Okay. Why didn't we see y'all talking about it?
That because it's part of your life and your relationship, and you kept us on this boring ass storyline where you were going to get married.
Do you know that when I literally pulled my phone out when they showed that extra part at the end of them getting married. I was like, I do not care. That little extra 10 minutes could have been left on the cutting room floor. I had no interest. I did not care.
Nope.
I thought it was extra long for something good, but I was like, what is this wedding?
That's what I was wondering. Because once Karen left the party, I was like, okay, well, what's going to happen now? The episode's got to be over. And then we still had all this time.
Yeah.
And it was so ridiculous. And I love how Bravo at the end was like, yeah. And then we find out 5 months later that actually Juan was seeing another lady or talking to her. But Robin said they worked it out. And it's like, Robin, we know that your man is a cheater. We know that he doesn't tell the truth, because this has been your storyline the whole time. And he tried to reinvent himself. It didn't work. You guys weren't honest, but you wanted to call everyone else out on their stuff.
I would love to hear Michael Darby's thoughts on this. Truly. Right? I'm just saying, I know we don't like Michael Darby, but Michael Darby knows Juan Dixon. Okay?
Yep. Well,
they are the same kind of person. Okay?
We did hear Michael Darby say he didn't think the marriage was going to happen.
He's like, he ain't getting married.
Like,
I know Juan. No.
Now they did get married, but look, I mean, this is your newlywed time.
Right, on Bravo. No
Mm-mm.
honeymoon.
With a cheater.
And then trying
Already?
to downplay, like, I don't want to wear white. I don't want to have a big deal. I don't want to have a bunch of people there. I don't want to have a wedding. Like, she was trying.
So, and here's the thing, Robin could definitely still be on this show without Juan, but I think they're thinking of it more as like a partnership, because this Canadian lady was like on Giorgio Says' interview saying they're just best buddies, he said. And that's what we all read on screen, as they are best buddies. They are family because they have kids together and they're best friends. But Juan Dixon, he's got all the time to have these little accounts on Instagram and separate accounts and DM people. I mean, that's a lot of time he could be working.
And I love how when she was all depressed, he was like, you need to get up out of bed. Like he saw her and was like, you in bed all day. I'm about to be in Canada. Like, I'm not. Instead of him being like a good husband and trying to like bring her out of it or trying to help her anyway, he was like, girl, you still in bed? Okay, well, I'm in some DMs. Excuse me.
You're sleeping, I'm DMing. This is how the relationship.
Yeah, I can't.
And look at how messy Bravo is. They put Juan, Robin's cross-out ex-husband, cross-out fiance husband. It was just such a waste of time. I mean,
we don't even care, because now they're not shooting, right? They're not shooting, so we're not going to see any of this fallout of the affair. Because by the time I start shooting again, it's going to be old news to everybody else, and so it won't be a topic on the next season, anyways.
I will tell you that it will not be old news to Karen Huger, who will be bringing this up constantly, and I can't wait for that.
That's true. I cannot wait for Karen Huger to be like, but remember when you tried to bring up Blue Eyes, but you had somebody from Canada in your husband's hotel?
Remember that? Like, when there's actual like proof. I'm Awake says Robin said she didn't talk about it because it never came up during filming. Karen asked about the wedding several times. That could have been her opening. Yeah, we would have been so sympathetic. We would have been like, Robin, oh my gosh, like, and it would have been a better storyline. We all probably would have been like, you better leave him now. But I think it was just too late. Obviously, it appears to be, in my opinion, a relationship based on convenience and business.
Mm-hmm.
Because why else would you keep putting up with this?
But see, Robin was like, well, nobody brought it up. Were you waiting? It's so dumb to be like, I'm just waiting for the other shoe to drop. I'm waiting for somebody to call me out on my mess. It's like, but what about your life? You talk about this prenup for 25 episodes. You had so many chances of talking about what happened with the hoe in Canada. Why are you not talking about it? It's not like it never came up on you for you.
Yeah.
But you waiting for somebody else. You waiting for Ashley to be like, well, I heard. That's what she wants. She waiting for somebody to bring it up so she can have I'm being attacked, instead of her being upfront about her whole relationship, being like, listen, we keep going about this prenup thing because he be cheating on me, and I caught him last year doing it again, and I don't know if I should go through with it. Like, it could have been a whole thing, but now it's like, oh, it's fine.
There's no way that Robin believes that Juan's story, like she's trying to pass off that she does, that he was just helping, like you said, a damsel in distress who was fleeing her country, her war-torn country of Canada.
The restrictions were so harsh. She had to have an American sign her papers for her to have a hotel fling. Oh, gosh. Juan Dixon.
That is the most I've ever seen a man who wasn't getting any help another man get some. That is never going to happen in the history of manhood. Man is ever going to pay that much and go through that much trouble to help another man get vagine. It's just not, that's not how males operate. That's not how men operate.
I don't even understand how you decided on that being the story, because she pulled out the receipt, the actual receipt from the hotel. And you decided, you and Juan got together and was like, okay, so maybe we'll say she ran away from her country out of fear. And she lost her wallet. Yeah, her wallet. Yes. So she came across state lines with no wallet. How did she get to America with no passport?
She
Oh.
climbed under a fence. There was a fence.
Yeah. Right.
Yep,
Yes.
one.
I
Mhm,
mean,
mhm.
how? How did she get to
digs.
America
She
without her wallet?
dug a tunnel. Well, the whole story was she dug a tunnel from Canada, which was really scary. Everyone knows Canada is a very scary country. And she dug a tunnel and she got there. And obviously she was on the other side and she needed someplace to stay because she was tired from digging the tunnel.
She found a burner phone. She without her wallet, she managed to get a burner phone so she can call Juan on Instagram.
Yes.
And it was one of those flip phones. So,
Yes.
And then so there was a pigeon. She found a carrier pigeon and she wrote a note.
Oh yes, that makes
with
sense.
with the piece of tree branch, and then
and her own blood because she was.
then,
it was that time
she,
of the month.
Yes.
Mhm.
That
Yeah.
and Juan was being so nice.
He's a feminist.
Oh my God.
Juan is a feminist. He is saving women out there from having to sleep on the streets after coming over and digging a hole to Canada while on their period. It's just like
we're gonna run that off to print it. That's it, babe. High five. We got it. No one's gonna question this at all. It is
lost her wallet in Maryland. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh no, did I lose Shanna? Did I lose your friend? Are you still there?
No, I'm still here.
Okay. I think we had a little internet glitch.
We did.
Yeah, Juan was her emergency DM contact because I mean, I know for myself, my emergency contact isn't my husband. It's a man who's in a relationship with someone else.
In a different country.
Of course. I mean, ew. America, ew.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
No,
that's who you look out for in an emergency is an American man.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
I can't believe that they rolled that story out and thought that sounded good.
I just feel like Robin could do so much better.
But then he's making her be the one who has to tell it all the time. So she looks dumb.
This is the thing that I hate with these cheating scandals. It's the two women have to answer for the guy. It's Juan who can't keep his wiener in his pants. It's Juan who keeps cheating like this, you know? So Robin's got to go out there and make excuses, do a PR campaign. And then this lady's got to come out and tell her story. And then whatever they say against her, then she's got to defend herself. Then it's Robin versus this lady instead of Juan should be answering all the questions because he's the one that's supposed to be faithful.
So Juan's going to be at the reunion? Did they already film all the episodes?
They already filmed the reunion. So we don't even get to talk about this at the reunion. So she waited to let this information out until after that.
Whack. I hope she's not on next season because we don't care.
Right.
Bye, girl.
Bye. Bye,
Robin. Your boring life. Goodbye.
My God, it was just so bad. And then she didn't even get the prenup.
Stupid.
Why wouldn't you get the
prenup?
You
are so dumb, girl.
You look so dumb right now. That's like all I could think of. Okay, let's break it down. Let's break this finale down by housewives. Okay, we got Giselle. Giselle rounded up her season of basically no storyline other than a hysterectomy that is coming up.
Yeah.
Right? And then
that was like last minute though. That we didn't know about that until like episode 15.
And calling out other people's marriages and saying Chris Bassett made her feel some type of way, but didn't do anything, but she's still mad and that he should talk to her.
The way she's sitting right now, that's how I feel.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand I just don't understand what are they doing? And then she was in cahoots with Robin. She knew about Juan cheating on her and all that stuff, and she sat there and kept the damn secret too. Worried about Chris Bassett talking to her after that reunion and whatever. And shut up. I mean,
it's so even her daughters were like, "We don't care, Mom. Whatever you do, just okay. Who are you dating now?" So she's got.
We don't care.
Yeah, we don't care. We got some older guy, and then now at the reunion, she's going to talk about the guy from Winter House that she's allegedly seeing, the younger guy. Okay.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
What's his name?
And like, I don't know.
Nobody even cared enough to research who it was.
I looked it up and then I forgot. He seems like a nice guy. He does seem nice. And I do know of him on Winter House because I do watch that show, but I can't remember his name. House of Princess. Yeah. Here's the thing with Juan cheating. we remember, like Shanna was bringing up him and her during the pandemic. It was bad. They didn't deal with it the right way. So this would have been a time for her to be like, hey, we were on two different pages. I mean, how do you ever think you're going to sneak a cheating scandal into a show that covers your life? And these women aren't going to come forward. They are.
And that's the thing
So
too.
ridiculous.
It's like Karen, everybody has all this dirt on each other, just kind of waiting to see who's going to fire off
Yes.
something. But I think a lot of these girls, especially just Robin and Giselle and Ashley, getting together before the season started was like, we're going to try to shape the narrative that Chris is bad, Eddie's bad, and Karen's bad. So nobody looks at me still sleeping with my ex-husband and buying property with him and still like and also I don't have a storyline and also my husband cheating on me. I don't look at that. Let's look at Karen and say Eddie smiled at me. Oh my God. Like the way they just try to drag these people is like, it's so, you could tell it was like premeditated. Like before the season started, you can already tell. And
Yeah.
it was bad. It was badly, nobody believed it the entire time. Nobody believed any of it.
Nope, not at all. And it was ridiculous. And this episode was ridiculous. Once we get to Candace's party, her album release party, and the way Giselle's like, well, I thought Chris was going to talk to me. Why would Chris talk to you? You have done nothing but try to ruin his life and his marriage with no evidence of, even you yourself admit, nah, I just didn't like it. But he didn't make me uncomfortable. He was a perfect gentleman, but something was weird. Not sure what it was. So he should apologize because clearly he did something wrong because I feel some type of way. And you're like, excuse me?
Yeah. And then Ashley's those big stupid head friend talking about he tried to talk to me at the bar. Oh God. I mean.
So Ashley, she's clearly in on it. The only person that you should be worried about who he's talking to and how he's talking to women is Juan Dixon. Because that's the guy out there. And obviously Michael Darby, who is a whole ass harasser out there and has been for years.
Well, you know,
but yet,
Juan squeezed Karen so hard that her boobs touched her backbone or something.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. She's like, he hugged me so hard, my breasts went back into my backbone. And I wasn't going to talk about it. And she held on to that for years.
They showed all this space in between them. Oh my God.
Mean, they already had this segment they show where Chris, and we've talked about it before, where Chris and Giselle was kind of into their business, why Chris was upset at the reunion at the Nicki Minaj questions, or the Nicki Minaj wanting Candace to sing on the spot, whatever Chris was upset about. He said, we can talk about it later. She's like, okay. So he went and talked about it with her later.
Mm-hmm.
So what's the issue? And if you do, again, if you don't want to talk to him alone, you should just say, I don't want to talk to you alone. You shouldn't wait until the cameras go on to then make it seem like Candace's husband is a predator.
Right. And I think expecting them, the timing of them, like, I want to talk to Chris at Candace's thing. It's like, why is that the time you want to talk to Chris? There's so many other chances throughout the season where you could have talked to Chris, but you want to wait until we're at this album release thing or whatever and make it a big old show about it. There were so many times you could have talked to Chris separately or at the house where it was just the three of y'all or the four of y'all or whatever, but it's make a big debacle about it so you can get a rise out of him. So you look like you're the innocent victim when he goes off on you and it's warranted because you're lying. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like,
you're exactly right. That's exactly
worst timing.
Ashley did, especially. So Giselle kept saying it, but Ashley was actually like, talk to Candace. Candace is like, it's not a good idea. First of all, it's my party. It's my album release. My husband's not really comfortable right now. He doesn't want to fight with women because he doesn't win. If one of these men fights with the woman, he looks horrible. And so she's like, you know what? I'm an adult. I'm going to go over there. And this is retaliation from previous years of what happened with Michael Darby. This is Ashley's been waiting for this moment and she took it. And then you could just tell she's like, what did I do? What did I say?
I didn't say anything.
Still pushed the narrative that somehow he was inappropriate with your Muppet friend when we all saw he wasn't.
Right.
And
maybe it was about the DM that he sent. And it's like, that was, well, even though it might not have been bad, it may have come off as, girl, get out of my face. Girl, goodbye. That was a smart thing for him to do. I mean, I understand he was mad, but like, girl, get out of my face. And I know Candace handles it very well. She's like, I can't. their lives are all in shambles and they're just trying to bring people down. And that's all that their agenda was the entire time. And it's really tacky and ashy.
Yeah, because again, we did not hear the real tea on this divorce. All we got is this back and forth with her and Michael Darby. Are they together? Almost like she made it more romantic than we ever saw it to be on
Right.
the show. She was like pretending. And then she ends up getting a house with him under the LLC, even though the lawyer said it's a bad idea, her mom said it's a bad idea, Uncle Lump said it's a bad idea, everyone says it's a bad idea.
Well, Joleen, the rent is $13,000 a month. She can't possibly pay that.
When she said that was her monthly mortgage, I was like,
what does she do for work besides this TV show? Is TikTok paying that much to do videos? Because hold on, I'll reconsider.
Right? You already got rid of the app, Shanna, but you should reconsider because
I'll get back on there and dance around if I can afford a house for $13,000 a month. I think that'd be great. What I got to do?
But she can't. So she has to kind of stay connected. But this is a woman that had what appeared to be, by what they explained, like an ironclad kind of prenup. Why?
Right, after 5 years or whatever, and the kids,
And
you
so
should
many
be
kids,
good.
yeah. So what is she doing? But it was just messy when she went up to Chris Bassett. I really felt for him because when he was like, I don't know if he said this in the episode or in the upcoming reunion, but he was like, it's 10 months. Or I think it was the reunion when the preview, like 10 months of you guys like slandering me, making up lies. I lost business. I lost this. I really felt for the guy because it is. If these women are coming out and saying, well, I mean, he didn't make me uncomfortable, but he did. And leaving this gray area, we are in the time of like, we want to believe women, obviously. We want to, all these things, but it's situations like this where you're like, oh my God, you're really like effing it up for all women when you try to push some kind of predator narrative where it doesn't exist, because there's so many predators out there.
And to me, it's like if someone's husband is making me uncomfortable, I'm saying something so fast because that's my friend.
Yeah.
If Candace is your friend, you should be like, hey, this happened in my DM or whatever, and I felt uncomfortable about it or whatever, but not like, let me wait until we're filming and then I'm going to say something.
So calculated.
Yeah, it's utterly gross. And Ashley knows better. They all know better. That's the thing. You can tell they all were plotting behind the scenes to try to take down Candace and Wendy and Karen. That was their whole plan.
Exactly. And Miss T said, did Chris lose his job at the hotel? Because I don't know, but it said at the end that he doesn't work at the hotel anymore. So I don't know. Speaking of Wendy, we got, we didn't get too much from Wendy. We find out now she's finally drinking water, and I'm so happy because Wendy, we cannot have any more kidney stones. I mean, you got to drink that water because them kidney stones. Oh, ouch.
I love how people are like, drinking water is a myth. I don't think when people say drink a lot of water, I just don't. I'm like, what? You gotta drink a lot, but you do gotta get some in. Like, it's not. And how are you a professor of all these things? You're like, I don't really like drinking water like that.
Right? That just baffled me when they said this is like, it's been multiple times now in like surgeries where it's like, Wendy's so smart, but just drink water. Just drink water. Your body's made up of mostly water.
Yeah, I'm so glad that she's come around at her big age with her children. I hope her children are drinking water. I really hope Eddie's not letting that perpetuate through his genes, through his children. Because the kids are like, well, mommy don't drink no water. Yes, and mommy has to go to the hospital all the time. So I don't want to hear
it's like the easiest fix in America, I think, right now, is especially when you have money. Is just
you can literally get IVs
water
every morning of just like liquid hydration. Like have somebody come over there and just shoot you up if you don't feel like drinking. Just get you a saline drip and chill while you do your work. You can do your little hit pieces or whatever on CNN with the IV drip, and you ain't got to worry about drinking no water. Okay, you got money. I don't understand.
Wendy, we need you. We love you. We need you to stay healthy for the show. Okay, the show needs you, and now your new partnership, what appears to be with Karen, is good.
Mm.
You know, I'm liking this little this friendship who she's talking to on the phone right now. But other than that, I mean, I don't think in this finale, you know, we see Wendy. You know, it was so this early in the season, it was heavy with the Wendy Mia stuff, and everyone seemed to be coming at Wendy. But we end the season, and she's definitely not the target. She still is, you know, left out with Karen, but Karen calls her to tell her about what was talked about at this bachelorette party.
Mia said that Wendy let her look at her what now
Oh,
at the
yes.
thing now?
Okay.
What? And then
No
everybody was
one
like, no, you said
believes-
that. You said
Yeah.
that, Mia. Like,
Yes. And Wendy's like, well, if you would have asked to touch, I would have considered it. But
right.
listen, you are passing around information saying that I said I want to eat that box when really you said it. And Mia's like, oh, did I? How can Mia lie so much and not know?
Remember, her tag is I may not always remember.
Oh, she might. Okay, we have this whole storyline with her and this cancer, no cancer, which probably just is a skin rash, and maybe it really is some kind of amnesia, some kind of TBI, some kind. Did she play football? I mean, what happened? What's happening?
I really forgot about Mia this entire episode, but then I remember just now how she was like lying, like Wendy showed me her thing, and then she went to the doctor. The doctor was like, "You're fine." Isn't that what the doctor said? The doctor said she had cancer.
No, they were testing for like lymphoma and all this stuff. And then they were like, it's probably not. And then we'll check your lungs. We'll do one last, but most likely it's probably like a rash. It's some kind of irritation because one lymph node is swollen. I've had swollen lymph nodes like in my armpits, things like that. I've had to go and have scans and things. But even Gordon, who I'm sorry, I'm calling it now. He's out. He's gone. Something's going to happen. This guy is checked out. They've lost their businesses. Look at him in every episode. He looks like he's going to cry. He looks like he is a man who is, even Gordon was sitting there when she was like, you know, I've had God look down on me and say, you know, people tell me I'm going to die. And he was like, well, that's your interpretation of it. But that nobody said that to you basically is what he said. And I'm just like, Mia, what are you talking about? What?
Yeah. Well, see, that's why Sharice's husband was like, I don't want to be on this show. If you put me on this show, I'm going to leave you.
Do you think he looks broken? He looks like a broken man. Thank you, Shauna or Shanna, for becoming a YouTube member. Same spelling.
Same spelling, but how do you pronounce it? Oh my goodness, this is the suspense is killing me. Oh my God.
Let us know in the comments. I've seen
Is it like Shauna? Is it like Shanna? Is it like Shana? Is it like Shana?
Shania Twain.
Yes.
Welcome to YouTube membership. Welcome to the Lean team. Thank you so much. But yeah, Gordon seems, I mean, I always catch him on screen in the back. He's just like,
yeah, there was a part where he was standing by himself, just kind of looking up.
I mean, this guy, either that, there's something, and maybe we'll find out at the reunion, some kind of, he's trying to stay quiet, tax evasion, something is going on, but he is checked out. Oh, same way as yours, Shauna.
Yay!
Woo! The best way to pronounce it. Shauna. Welcome. But Mia was a whole ass mess.
I'm getting who's that? Jin Shah? Am I getting some Jin Shah vibes?
It's a little bit of Jen Shah because we have an inability to tell the truth, it appears. We have someone who doesn't have it like they claim to have it because as we see at the end and what we knew from spoilers just through like Twitter and stuff is that they lost a bunch of franchises and businesses, and his family members who they were in business with, I think, kind of took over,
brother, right?
And iced them out. Yeah, like brothers.
So and Jacqueline's gonna be like, girl, you ain't never been no damn CEO. Oops.
No more med spas for you. Or what did she open up? Spa envies, massage envies,
chiropractor,
something like that.
Let me find it on Groupon.
Oh my gosh. Thanks, Shauna. Thank you guys for the great laughs. I haven't even watched this season, but I enjoy you two together. Thank you guys.
Oh my gosh, this season's a mess, girl. So please catch up. It's
such
a hot mess.
Such a mess. I will say though, I did agree with Mia one time, and it was at the end when they were all claiming when Giselle got messy at Candace's party, and she said, "Well, Mia called you a prostitute." No, Mia
Right.
said what you're describing. You guys saying she was a prostitute? So Giselle was being super messy, but they all were like, "You did," and I'm like, she didn't say it like that. She was
didn't say that.
asking.
She said, "You guys said hotels and bathrooms and then getting dropped off by Ray."
Drivers.
Sounds like prostitution. I don't
Listen,
know.
Mia's just like she hangs out at the club. She's got some friends. She might know a thing. We don't know. We don't know.
What was that thing she asked Karen about with some man in some restaurant talking about the owner said you was in the bathroom with somebody? She's like, "Girl, if you don't get my face, I mean."
I think Karen was like, I called them. My people called them. We don't know what's true at this point. She's like, they don't even know you. But also, are you not trying to be Karen's friend anymore? Are you mad at her still from like my aunt? I mean,
from her birthday.
From her birthday. Yeah. Are you still mad at her for your birthday? Or from her birthday. Yeah. What is she doing?
Because she just likes to be involved. It's people just want to be a part of it. Honestly, I gotta jump in somewhere to keep myself relevant. That's all this is. Because you're trying to come for the crown, right? These people are getting more love from people or getting more notoriety. And you're like, how do I stay in the mix? I'm always going to be fighting with them or trying to be their buddies and then almost fighting again and like this weird. So I'm just in the shot.
Yeah. You would think she'd want job security though, because she's like going over to Team Charisse, but it's like Karen's still the grand dame on the show and a very popular housewife. So you'd think you'd want job security that way. Because I feel like people would have a little bit, it sounds bad, but I think people would probably give her a little bit more allowances. They would allow for certain lies to slip through if she wasn't so team nobody, like weird kind of no loyalties.
She doesn't remember.
Someone needs to check her for CTE, traumatic brain injury, and like Miss T is saying, another Jen Shaw thing. So I think, Shanna, you're right, because Miss T says Mia did take from the elderly. Just so yeah, is Ray a pimp now? Is that what they're saying?
Well, that's what I mean. Like, it was like, well, she couldn't drive for a while, so Ray would take her to and fro. And then she was in somebody, she would have a few drinks and be doing what she'd be doing at the hotels. And also it just makes it all sound like she might be a prostitute.
Right. And I love how every time they start talking about something, Karen's like, you don't need to hear this, baby. You go over there. And he was like, I don't need to hear this. I'm going to find some soup. And he just like leaves. And she's like, no, baby, this is ridiculous. You just leave. And he was like, I do not want to hear this. And then he runs away. Ray has been on this earth way too long to have to listen to people call his wife a prostitute.
But also, like, if they have their own business, he's like, I don't need to hear this. Mm-hmm. I have my own things with my wife, and whatever y'all talking about, that's like the details. That's okay. I don't need the details.
No.
Is she happy? She's having a great time. Mm-hmm. Perfect. I don't want to hear it.
Do I have to go get my nails done with her, or can she go with you guys? Because I said that was fine. So it is just, it's a mess. It's a mess. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's see. Then we have, so Karen is basically the person that is receiving all the abuse at Candace's album release party. All accusations thrown left and right and center. And she is, like you said, she's deflecting. This is ridiculous. This plea, and she's doing it well where they look crazy. Like Charisse, she looks pretty crazy. But even Mia, again, such a bad friend in that she's like, well, I did hear this a year ago. Well, I did hear this 2 years ago. Well, I did hear this, that, and the other thing. Well, then show us proof. By now, somebody has to have more than a picture of some lady from behind next to some guy in a Redskins jersey. There's got to be more than that. If she is this just hopping from bathroom to bathroom with people, there would be more.
Because we had a photo of Michael Darby in his drawers real quick.
Right? We did.
So
show us Karen in her boxer briefs, or we're not believing it in a hotel room. Because
if you've been hearing for years, there's got to be, yes, you're right. There's got to be something.
Yeah. And I mean, this is a lot to get us to believe. Now, I do think it is sad that they keep kind of, outing her for possible maybe addiction past, or oh, she couldn't drive or things like that, and things of that nature. I feel like should be something you should be able to uh decide whether you want to discuss or not. Now with the relationship stuff, I feel like that's all fair game. But
Right.
addiction, I think that's another issue. But if so a little bit of that, I'm like, okay, maybe there's some truth to that. But what they're asking us to believe, what Karen does in her free time when Ray is not there, it's a lot. So you're gonna need some proof. I'm not saying it can't be possible, but like she said, she is the ambassador for Surrey County, and would they ask her to be if she was just hopping in bathrooms with people?
I just think that's so wild. Like that, you're right. There has to be some kind of CCTV. If you've been seeing this man, y'all ain't got no selfies together. You got somebody taking a picture of somebody back of the head in Vegas at the Redskins. What are y'all doing? This is sloppy. Hire a PI at this point.
Well, exactly. But
just
I mean,
hire somebody to look to do the thing.
You would think Giselle would do that,
So, I mean, she's got a lot of time on her hands. She probably should.
Mm-hmm. And if Ray does know what's going on and this is something, do you think they'd have proof of that too? It's just a lot of allegations with zero receipts.
It's a lot of reaching for something that's deflecting against them having nothing going on or being liars or whatever, and it's gross. It's pathetic.
Exactly. And Shanna, what did Chicken do to Karen? What did Chicken do?
I don't know. I do know she was like that dirty bird. Will have you in the bathroom, and she threw a bunch in the garbage, and so I don't know. She said the dirty bird is bad for everybody. She said so.
Now I think she's like said it so much. Now I'm rethinking my relationship with Chicken. Should I give Chicken up? Is Chicken really that dirty?
I mean, I feel like if you eat any food in America, you're probably going to get something. So I don't think it's the chicken's fault. I think you just need to move to like Italy or something.
Haru makes a good point. Remember, they did impersonate a pizza delivery guy to snoop on Karen before Robin and them.
That's true, and I still didn't get nothing.
Mm-hmm. And why did they show Giselle throwing sticks off her roof?
Sticks?
When they should like cleaning up her roof or whatever in her yard. Like, I don't need to see her doing yard work. I would rather see her burning all her interiors and getting things that are nice, cute. It's just
who do we want to not ever see again on this show?
Well, I think at this point, I'm gonna say well. How about you? You tell me first.
I think Robin can go and Mia can go.
Yeah, part of me wants to see Jacqueline join and then they go after Mia and take her down. And then so part of me wants that. I do feel like, well, now that we got the cheating stuff, now I want to see Karen come for Robin and all her lies.
Maybe Giselle can go.
Oh, Wendy will come for her too. Yeah, Giselle's got to go. She's got to go. She's not even that good at stirring the pot anymore. It's just boring stuff. It's just straight lies. If anything, Ashley's kind of taking the reins on that. She's like, if you tell me something, I'm going to tell everybody else. You're like, okay. So if nobody talks to you, what is your purpose of being on the show? Yeah, exactly. If people just decide not to tell you things anymore, what will you have to do? Why will you be on the show? So everybody, if you want to ice her out, but I think a lot of, these housewives, they still think like Giselle is the real key to Potomac. So they keep messing with her. But if everyone, if you want to get rid of Giselle, just ice her out. Don't tell her anything. Yeah, just don't talk to her. Don't talk to her. That's really easy. Miss T says Charisse. Charisse can only come back if she's drunk the whole season, because that's when she was really dropping crazy bombs. But that was funny for like an episode. And that was funny. But what is Charisse doing though? Like Charisse just seems like she's just like some adjunct person that comes in and is like, yeah, and that's all she does. And then wait, what does she do, Shanna? Yeah. And then she just goes home. Like, where does she live? We don't know. Has anyone seen Charisse's home life since she got off the show? Like, what does she do when she leaves? She shows up and she says stuff and then she leaves. No one's like, how was your night? No one's having a dinner party at Charisse's house. Like, Charisse is just like
She's like the hype woman of drama, and it's not even that hype. It's not even
No, she had
flavor
one.
drama.
She is. She's had like one good scene in the exotic dancing club, and that was just because she was just like pounding lobster and just making up ridiculous claims. But now I
Even
need
at the
receipts.
reunion, the reunion preview was like she's gonna say something at the reunion, some bombshell, and it's like Karen is unfazed by you people.
Mm-hmm.
Truly.
And she doesn't even want to deal with Charisse anymore. And I think a lot of us don't either. So yeah, so she just can go cry in her champagne room, I guess.
If she still exists.
Shanna, did you see the outfit she wore to Robin's? We didn't get to talk about this, but Robin's bachelorette party, which I think was the biggest crime of the season. It was circa 2007, one of those blousey dresses that are really tight in the hips. Let me see if I can find it. It was just with like Jessica Simpson pumps. I was like, oh no, Charisse. She's supposed to be rich. She's supposed to be rich.
Maybe she didn't get her thing from her husband. Maybe the ex-husband
I think she did,
thing.
though, didn't she?
Well, I mean, the Giselle dress is bad too, so I don't know.
But this was a bigger crime than I've even
Simpson
seen
heels.
Giselle do. Like, it was very bad. I was very upset about it.
And she has way more time to figure out her outfits because she's not on camera all the time, so there's no excuse.
She has all the time. And I'm just like, what are you doing? Okay, I gotta find this thing. Okay,
she is at home plotting, sticking her voodoo doll. Oh right, wow, yeah.
This is I'm going to the club. It's 2006. It's 2007. Brittany has recently shaved her head. Maybe this is Jessica Simpson pumps. This is Real Housewives of Orange County. They wore these kind of things. Tamra Judge, real bad.
I'm not
QVC.
Like I said, I'm not. I don't know.
It's so bad.
At least her hair looks cute.
Yeah, and her legs are great. But I mean, the dress is just, and this isn't even the worst picture of it. It was just when everyone is modern, like 2023. Why is she back before the housing crisis? Why is she? What's happening? What is happening
when
here?
Her and Karen were still friends.
Yeah. This is the same outfit. Oh, maybe that's why she wore it. Because she thought, well, maybe Karen will be here. And this is the alleged dress that Charisse wore when Karen went in the bathroom with said person who may or may not own a restaurant that they can't say, so much so that even when they blur what they're saying, they have to put a flower over Mia's mouth because there's some big time restaurateur that they can't say.
I can't wait for this reunion because
right.
A mess. These women, I'm disappointed in how losery and suckery they are with their lives the entire season, trying to chase and just that's pretty.
Oh, it's gorgeous. So we have so the episode basically ends, with Robin's wedding, but we don't really. Finally, she had her mom. She let her mom come and her dad. But I was thinking, I was like, okay, does it line up time-wise that even though this happened in 2020 with this lady, when did it come out first that Robin found out about this? Did that line up why they didn't go to Jamaica? Was that the real reason they put it off for a couple months and stayed in Maryland? I don't know.
Well, see, if the cheating, you said they were talking for a year.
Yeah.
Right? So if they started talking in 2020 through 2021, they probably didn't start meeting up and stuff until 2022.
Well, that's what this lady in the Giorgio Says interview, she wasn't going to be graphic about what happened, but she said basically, come on. She didn't want to disrespect Robin, but come on.
Girl, I just went to New York to get some ding dong. That's not you're not traveling. You're not traveling without getting your reward, honey. That's not why she came here. She came here to collect.
Right? She came to collect. Exactly.
That's not what we're doing in the 2022, 2023. We're not doing that no more. We showing up to places and we came to get what we came to get. So
the ding dong.
They ain't no just come give me a hotel room and I'm staying with myself. Like, no, this is a king. Let's go.
Yeah, because they were going to do it in Jamaica and she said it didn't feel right. Well, could it maybe not have felt right because you knew that he was a cheater, pumpkin eater, and you don't believe the story either, and then ultimately you just did it? I don't know.
he was
It just
inappropriately communicating. She keeps making it sound like he was just talking to her. He was talking to her butt with his mouth, probably. It's
getting pink eye.
inappropriately. Yeah. Ooh,
Mm.
I almost got pink eye when I was in New York. Anyway.
I knew I saw Juan itching his eye this season a lot, and I was like, something's going on, Juan. Something's going on, Juan.
Juan was like, when do I have to be at the house to shoot? Because I don't live there. Just let me know my schedule.
Yeah.
So I can show up and then I'll leave. He lives next door.
I show up. He lives next door. He shows up. He yells. He says, no prenup. No prenup for you. And then he leaves. So yeah. So then we get, our little edits at the end. Robin never got around to the prenup. Robin. What was this one I saved? Oh, here we go. This was the good tweets. Candace's clapbacks at beautiful1323 says Juan side chicks hotel payment options. Choose payment method. Yeah.
Booty, Visa, MasterCard, American Express. Booty, I think. That's probably.
And a lady on the internet who is talking to someone on TV is never going to come here and expect to pay her own way.
It's true.
And this weird story, and a guy inappropriately communicating, which they've admitted to, on the internet with a lady is not going to pay for someone else to get her booty.
What were they saying to each other? And that was inappropriate.
Yeah, I don't know. We should see those.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to her dropping some receipts. That'll be the only reason why I want Robin to stay. If this woman's story gets bigger.
Yep. And then, I mean, yes, so far the woman wants to remain anonymous. She told Giorgio says he knows her identity, but he says he won't share it. Some people already do know it, and they've been dropping it in chats and stuff, but she doesn't want, which I don't blame her. I mean, but the way Robin says it is she's clout chasing. But it looks like your husband is vagina chasing.
Yeah. Your husband is for the streets. He has not stopped being for the streets.
And he's never going to. This is just the way he is. And it's just weird to me that they had to do this wedding thing. It's weird because this is separate to the Georgetown lady. So there's this Georgetown lady allegedly still out there too. The Karen Huger twin who's just going around. And I love how it's going to be, I think the reunion will be fun. Well, I wish we would have known about the Robin stuff before the reunion so they could talk about it, but that's okay. They'll still talk about it, about the stuff that Karen brought up. The way that they tried to spin this tweet too by Chris Bassett and how he's just like, y'all really ready for what's about to go down. Call me what you want, but a liar I am not. And if that's the path you choose, I promise you will be sorry. And they're like, oh, that's so threatening. And not coming for this man and making up lies with no proof. Yeah. And throwing like predator allegations at him and cheating allegations and pervert allegations at him isn't. Yeah. But in no way do I think it's just like, hey, you slander me. Maybe I'll sue your ass. Maybe I'll out things about you don't want out there.
We do know your ex-husband.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
So, hey, Stephanie. So, yeah, so that was basically the whole, I feel like it took us a long time to get to Candace's party in this episode. So it kind of.
The party was fine. It was just the stuff that happened around the party. So we were kind of still talking about it because it was happening at the party.
Mm-hmm.
But the party was a party. Yeah.
It was just a party, but it's great to see Candace succeeding. She's got her song with Trina. She premiered the video at the party, and Giselle couldn't have been more of a hater. And because everyone was like this, I mean, Wendy is just that hype friend you want. She's just like, yeah, like everybody, most people, even Ashley was like, oh, this is good. Even Mia, as much as she talked about her last video, she's like, obviously the budget went up. And Giselle, they're like, did you like the song? She's like, I don't even remember it. Giselle, you remember every damn word of it. And it hurts your heart and it kills your soul because you have nothing like that.
Yeah, she's definitely a haterade, and that's fine. That's how she behaves because she doesn't have nothing else going on. So
you cannot deny that is a good ass song, and she got Trina in her song, and it's something they never thought coming from the parking lot video she'd ever be able to do. And whether she ever blows up as like a not legitimate, but kind of not like a Housewives artist. I mean, I feel like Candace's music has already surpassed Housewives music at this time because it's not like that kitschy Luann,
not tardy
freaking
for the
Kim.
party.
Yeah, she can actually sing. So I feel like she's already had more success mainstream now. Now she might never win a Grammy. She might never, you know what I mean? But she's done little
Sure.
tour, things like that. And it, you know, it's not cheesy songs. These are like real songs with real artists. So
Mhm.
to hate that much, it's like just Jizzy. Not nice, Jizzy. Not nice. So that's that about that. I think we almost hit our time. We're under an hour, Sean. I'm proud of us. I'm so proud of us.
I'm
Any
proud of
last
you.
thoughts about this season overall before we start next week watching the reunion, diving into it?
I just think I'm more looking forward to the reunion because of all the edits of Chris not looking at people that, you know, all those things coming back. I feel like I'm only really excited to see how they react to it because, you know, nothing like facts to throw in a wrench into your plan of lies. So
You're right. I come in and then say, what do you think
yes.
about this? I'm sure it'll be, well, my friend said, and what how Mia's gonna and how I mean
Mhm.
that should be interesting. But it looks like Chris is gonna get very passionate.
As
Very
he
upset,
should.
very
I hope that
angry.
I hope he fires off on everybody with the proof of the video footage of him not doing any of those things. And so I'm looking forward to those things getting tied together at some point because I couldn't imagine sitting through 10 months of that kind of stuff and knowing the truth and then having to wait to confront your people.
That would suck.
So the season was I don't like all the lies and the fucking whatever, the stuff, the manipulation and the behind the scenes trying to plot against people that didn't do anything wrong. I don't like that kind of stuff to make a show for yourself. I don't think that's cool. But I'm looking forward to the reunion. So I hope it's good.
I agree with you. I think that behind the scenes, it's coming off very Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I think there's a lot of franchises now trying to, you know, ice people out, housewives they don't want. Like, that's not your decision. Like production,
Right.
they put you together for a certain reason just because you don't get along with this chick. This is your job to do. It's not. So I agree with you. I don't like that behind the scenes stuff. The season was
Yeah.
okay. Again, there was just so many lies and no receipts and a lot of allegations that just seemed like baseless and just out to slander and harm people. So
Right. And not thinking about the consequences of what you say. Like you can't just say stuff. Like you're doing harm to people. And it's way bigger than just this TV show. So
exactly. Oh, Andy's adding another sit down with Robin. That's the first I heard.
is he?
Well, that's what Miss T's saying.
Miss T's got the tea.
Miss T's got the tea. Well, we'll look forward to that and we'll talk about it after that happens. But for now, that is our thoughts on the finale. Leave your comments in the comment section. Make sure you subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and definitely subscribe to Shanna. Shanna, where are we at subscriber-wise?
I think we're at 540.
Damn, you're going to be at 600 in no time.
I released a video about my nephew asking me to make him some French fries, and quite a few people have their thoughts on that. So I got a few more subscribers from that video. They like
I'll have to check that video out.
They like my opinions on things. They either really hate it or they really like it's you know, I did a video about Tom Brady quitting the other day and people are like, this is racist. I'm like, oh God. So it just whatever makes y'all hoes watch it, I don't care anymore. You can hate watch my channel as long as you subscribe. I do not care. Okay. So
exactly. You're not gonna please everybody. And so just always imagine there's going to be a bunch of people that aren't going to like it, but there's going to be even more people that do like it.
That's right.
And
so
those are your people. And Tom Brady's posting thirst traps now on Instagram.
Oh, nobody wants to see it. God, please go away.
Oh, so it'll be aired on part 3. Thank you, Andrea, of the reunion. Is the extra Robin sit down. Well, I mean, that's a smart move because the fact that she withheld this information and now it's out, we gotta talk about it. We gotta mention it all, Bethany Frankel. We have to mention it all.
Mention it all.
Mention it all. Oh my gosh, I wish. And my jeans are too tight. I can't give it like that.
I think I just pulled my hamstring, so don't worry about it.
I love it. I love it. All right. So everyone go sub to Shanna if you haven't already. Link is in the description of this video. Smash that like. Thank you so much for all of your comments. Thank you to my mods. Thank you for the super chats. And we'll be back next week with another Potomac Married to Bravo breakdown. Now I'm looking for my outro. Thanks, Shanna. Bye, guys.
Bye.
If you like what you see.